Hi, it's Karen here from Pathway of the Priestess 13 Moon Journal. This is some insight for Dark Moon in Cancer of July 2020. So this is actually the second Dark Moon in Cancer we've had. In June was a Dark Moon in Cancer. So if you want to listen to the meditation for Dark Moon in Cancer, just go back to the last recording where there's a meditation of a beautiful meditation. The dark in Cancer, it's about mothering energies and it's very watery. And that meditation was all about just allowing yourself to really rest, really be supported, connecting with Divine Mother and connecting with your own mothering energy within yourself. So it looks like this is what the world needs now. We've had this second Dark Moon in Cancer in a row. So we can never have enough of Divine Mother's love, Divine Mother's support. So I encourage you to go and listen to that. I just reflecting on what's as an intuitive moon woman, what's out there at the moment, and connecting with that, with the mothering energy and the birthing of the new. And the state of the world at the moment, as everything's just being, things are dying and crumbling away, and it's from this rubble and the deterioration that new things are birthed. It is part of nature, it is part of the way of life, death and destruction needs to happen for new birth. And also connecting with the waters of this Dark Moon in Cancer. So Cancer's ruled by the moon and is with the element of water. So I'm feeling like in that birthing process we have the waters of life. We have these contractions which is a part of birthing. But birth doesn't have to be painful. We can let go of that old story. Usually women carry within us that birth is painful. There's women birthing now that are birthing with joy and rapture and without pain. So it is possible. It's just changing this whole paradigm mindset. And this is the opportunity we're being given now. So, choose to be birthed into this, the new earth energy that's arising, and we can birth with joy. So also connecting with those waters, like as a woman births and the waters of life, they break and there's that flooding. Like we really need to let go of the sides. We have to trust in this flow of water, that it's going to take us somewhere. The stream of life is taking us somewhere. So just be aware in your own being, maybe parts of yourself that are just clinging onto the sides and don't want things to change. Just trust in the cycles of nature and that she knows, Divine Mother knows what she is doing. I also wanted to bring in Venus. So I've discovered, apart from being a moon woman, I happen to be a bit of a Venus woman. And Venus is an amazing star. And her transition, her movement through the skies, she actually hits on like 5 points as she moves around. And it creates this rose mandala effect in the skies, known as the 5-pointed star. And the ancients used to, observe Venus as she rose as the morning star, and then she would disappear from view for 40 days and 40 nights, and then she would rise again as the evening star, or she'd set as the evening star. And the myth of Inanna has come from this observation of Venus. And Inanna has that message of, as she goes down into the underworld, she's taking off garments So the moon is just conjunct Venus, and to keep it simple, it means that we're just focusing on the crown chakra at the moment as the descent happens, as Venus is the morning star, but she's going down into, making slowly her progress down into the underworld. So it's Venus is at the crown chakra, the crown gateway. So just observing for the next month or so, you can sort of put it in with your own moon observation that she is going through this crown chakra journey. So you can really reflect on your own connection to spirit and where you receive your messages, your own spiritual truth. And this is the message that Venus is giving us at this time. And I think, yeah, things are really being shook up. I was just looking through my journal at the back of the journal in the ephemeris moon table. We have this dark moon, the second dark moon in a row in Cancer, and the full moon is actually falling in Aquarius. Now this is different because usually the dark moon will fall in one sign and the full moon, what's being illuminated, falls in the opposite sign of Cancer. So Cancer, that usually falls in Capricorn. But strangely enough, for the next, up until August of next year, the dark moon and the full moon aren't in opposing signs. So for example, this dark moon is in Cancer, but the full moon is ripening in Aquarius. So up until August of next year, it's completely different. And I feel this is also just mixing things up again. It's giving a different flavour, a different overtone of each lunar cycle. So that's an interesting thing to be aware of as we travel with the moon and her cycles. So for a bit of fun, I'm just going to pull a card. These are all the cards from the back of the journal, the oracle cards for you to colour in as we go through each dark moon and full moon for that 13 moons. So I'm going to shuffle them up, and just because things are shook up a bit this lunar cycle, we just want to know what we need to, as a collective, what energy do we need to be aware of at this time? Okay. So I think this was dark moon in Gemini, actually. But this is Hecate's wheel. Just gazing at the center, because it is a mandala, this design. And you might have a message for yourself. The message for the collective is to, quite often we feel, and this message keeps coming up all the time, quite often we feel there is two paths to take. You know, when we're making a decision, there's this way or that way. But in women's mystery teachings and the path of the feminine, there's always a third path. It's getting out of that duality of right and wrong and this way or that way. If we just stop, pause, reassess, and just choose a different path or open to a new possibility. You know, what could the third path be? It is the path of mystery and love and doing things differently, shaking things up. So perfect that, you know, the full moon will be in Aquarius. And Aquarians like to do things differently and, try new things, think outside the square. So that's the message. Try that third path. Walk a different way in the morning. Try a different food. So many blessings as we move forward, this next lunar spiral, from my heart to your heart, love and blessings.